Welcome back, everybody. My name is Keswick, and I am here with my good friend, Kedgkel, and we are about to start streaming the first game of the semifinals winners bracket of the Edmonton LOL Open here at OK Gaming in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.
Hey, good morning, guys.
First off, on the teams, we have Upset the Valence versus, and Upset the Valence is on blue side, versus, what are they called? L2G Army?
Le2G Army.
Le2G Army. Yes, it is good morning. We woke up a little bit late, so...
Good afternoon.
Good.
Sorry, people on the stream who want to point out everything that we say.
Yeah, no, you guys are doing really good. You guys are keeping us honest, and you guys are keeping us exactly to the words we need to say. So we actually have a huge set of bands coming out first. It seems like it's directed bands, of course.
Yeah, these guys know each other, know what champions they like to play. So we see the Varus being taken away from Samuel, Twisted Fate being taken away from Base Tenuel, and Nautilus being taken away from the jungle Dr. Flambe.
Yeah, huge bands coming out. I expect that Zed to go to Urbanized Spy. He's been doing very well with that in the tournament. And same with Samuel on that Draven. And they also want to take away that Sejuani from... his Landix just to kind of limit his champion pool. His Zac and his Nautilus are banned, so when they took that Zed, that leaves his top 3 junglers out already.
And Dr. Flambe is actually an excellent Sejuani jungler as well.
He's, very good.
Done really well in his solo queues.
I would expect probably his Landix to maybe pick up a Jarvan here, especially with that Lulu ulti. Jarvan seems like it would be a great pick in this situation, and he's pretty strong, Jarvan. He did use a Jarvan once yesterday, and when I believe 4, 2, and 10. So I assume that Renekton's going to be dropped down to Stumptus. He's just comfortable with that Renekton. So maybe we'll see an Orianna here actually going mid on the other side, but we're not too sure yet.
Yeah. And then we see young Jim picking up Jace. He's been playing a lot of Jace recently. Probably fairly good at it at this point.
The poke potential from Jace, and just the ability to burst down with that Jace and the Draven can just melt the team regardless.
Yeah. And they have that lockdown with Sejuani ult, so teamfight should be pretty quick. I don't think really long drawn out teamfights this game.
Yeah. Sona being hovered over. I assume he's going to take that Sona. He's been really good with it. He did use that Thresh for a while, as we were talking about yesterday, but the Sona pick's a great pick for this poke composition. It seems like it's going for a poke and then engage. They want to get that early poke down and then want to engage with that Sedge ult, the Sona ult.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain he would have picked Thresh, but they did ban him. They didn't want Strawberry Phyllis on Thresh. They know that he plays a lot of Thresh as well, and Thresh just being a strong champion, kind of always getting that ban.
Yeah, and as I said, the Jarvan hasn't been picked yet. The jungle hasn't been picked yet. I would assume that Renekton would go down to Stumptus. I assume that Jarvan's going to be coming out. Vayne is being hovered over right now. That Vayne pick's really nice. We did see... Oh, he's going to lock in that Vayne, so he's not going to go the Twitch, which is what we thought. And Nasus being locked in, so I would assume a jungle Nasus, Renekton top, Zed mid, and then a Lulu Vayne on bottom.
Yep, that looks...
And then that Ryze being hovered over. And I assume that's just going to be locked in. Base Tenuel is a very good Ryze player. And that Ryze against Zed can lock him down with that Spirit Gate. So, as you see, they're not... When you get to this high caliber of play, they're not playing the champions they might be the most comfortable with. They're playing the champions that work well with the team compositions. They're playing the champions that they've practiced with, and they are playing the champions that counter the other players' champions better than most others. So, what do you think about this bot lane matchup? Hey, we got the Sona and Draven versus the Lulu and Vayne. In my experience, Draven usually shits on a Vayne, if I'm allowed to say that on stream.
It's too late now. The Vayne pick He has that Lulu protect, like, to slow down Draven's kind of advances to, give him a bit of extra damage, a bit of extra protection.
Yeah.
So Vayne's going to hope to have... it's going to be a difficult laning phase for her, but she's going to try to stay up in CS as much as he can and wait till that mid-game, late-game Vayne.
Yeah.
And I guess the game plan for the 2G Army is really just get that Vayne down quick.
Yeah.
With the pokes and the extra damage from Draven.
Yeah, exactly that. So we're going to go ahead right here and take a look at some runes and masteries for our AD carries, as we like to kind of continue the tradition from yesterday. We'll check out Los Pandaros on that Vayne, on Upset the Balance first. And so what he's running here, he's running a 2 lifesteal quints, that 2% lifesteal quints, 1 attack damage quint, running 1 critical chance mark, and then straight AD for the rest. He's then running a little bit of mixed MR. You got that a little bit of mixed MR per level, mixed with that base MR, and then just some base armor to get by. Yeah. So we saw this yesterday. I believe he actually ran the same rune page on his Ezreal, or not the Ezreal. What did he play? I believe he might have played a Vayne actually.
Maybe.
I'm not too sure.
We watched a lot of games.
And on Samuel's side, I would assume he would be running his
6% lifesteal.
Yeah, he does like this lifesteal, and you got it exactly. The three lifesteal quints, and he's running pure armor pen reds with flat armor yellows and MR per level blues. Yep. And we did see him run this yesterday, and I really like that the armor pen. The armor pen reds on that Draven. Yeah. Because of his Q, he does get that huge base damage off early. He doesn't need to run those reds to get to that point where a Vayne would need to run those reds to get that base attack damage. Yeah,
that Q is definitely a huge early game bonus for Draven players.
Yeah, totally. And especially with that lifesteal bonus with the Doran's Blade start, he's getting somewhere between 20 to 40 health back per hit. Right. So he's going to be able to sustain in lane for so long, where, especially with Asona, also, that's the other thing. Asona has a lot of great sustain with that heal. On the other side, they do have a Lulu, which can shield and block incoming damage, but not a lot of heals coming out there. So you might even see this Los Pandaros starting with the long sword 2-pot. But I guess we'll see.
We'll see. Like we had mentioned yesterday, longsword 2-pot kind of went away.
Yeah, it did
near the beginning of the season.
Yeah, let's take a look at this Nasus. I would assume he's running Ghost. I would assume regular movement speed, as we were saying yesterday. And yeah, he's running the movement speed, attack speed, which is quite common for junglers nowadays. It actually gives them a huge bonus, clearing jungle camps faster, getting to lanes faster, and chasing their enemies faster, their mortal enemies. And then he's running a mix of flat MR and MR per level, and then just flat armor yellows.
Yeah, so just kind of that standard tanky jungle, trying to get to places quick, clearing the jungle as quick as they can, and being able to take a bit of damage.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. On Sedge, quickly, let's just check out here. Running the exact same things. Exactly the same movement speed, attack speed, mix of flat MR and MR, and then flat yellow. So maybe one of them borrowed for the other room page. So here we go, guys. We're loading into the game right now. As mentioned before, this is game 1 of the semifinals of the Edmonton Open LOL at Overclock Gaming here in Edmonton, Alberta. This is going to be a great game from Upset the Balance versus La2G Army coming up right now.
So skin-wise, we have 4 skins for La2G Army, and we've got all 5 skins for Upset the Balance.
Well then, so we got...
Favorite skin?
My favorite skin in this game, I probably would say, I do like Pirate Rise. I do like Pirate Rise. It's just a funny skin. But I don't know. Shockblade Z is pretty cool in itself. Debonair Chase reminds me of, just an older version of myself, actually.
So debonair.
Debonair
so
Jace.
classic.
Debonair Jace reminds me of Don Draper from Mad Men if he was a character inside of League of Legends. So here we go. Starting off, guys. The ADCs both started off with that Doran's Blade start, as we were talking about. The Machete 5-pot from both junglers. I'm just going to change this so it's easier for the guys to see at home. We'll get these set up. Middle.
So we see both teams trying to do a bit of an invade, upset the balance, going to the top brush, and the 2G army swinging around to their blue. They kind of just miss each other. Now we see the pings going down, thinking there's probably an invade, probably someone going back. They will get spotted here. They're a bit split, so we'll see how it's going. Urban Eye Spy going down really low. First blood for the Vayne. We see the teleport coming in. Dr. Flambe going down fairly low, stays alive.
Manages to stay alive. There's 3 Icelandics, Strawberry Phyllis, and Los Pandaros going down on Yongim. Yongim gets taken down by Icelandic, so it's 2-1 after this. 1 kill going down on Nasus and 1 on Vayne. Well, Draven did manage to pick up the kill, but Strawberry Phyllis manages to get a Q off onto Sedge. Zed comes in, picks up that last hit onto that Sedge.
So Sedge just wasting as much time as he can, trying to get them to chase.
Wow.
Tried, maybe had hopes and dreams for a suicide, but just was not going to happen. So that was a big level 1 team fight. Upset the balance, winning that team fight 3-1. Vayne getting the first blood, so a huge advantage going to Vayne. She manages to go back, pick up that longsword, some more pots. Javen coming back to lane with just the 1 Doran's Blade. There's going to be a lane swap, though. We see Draven Sona going top against this Renekton, who we saw had a lot of trouble yesterday. Renekton players doing the 2v1.
Yeah,
did not fare well.
Yeah, so a good call probably by that Draven and Sona to notice that they're behind now 2 kills by the 2-minute mark. They need to lock this Renekton out of there. They know that there's 3 kills spread out evenly onto upset the balance, and they need to get back in this game right from the start. Ryze is doing such a great job at zoning out Zed right now from getting that farm. Dr. Flambe picking up his own blue. Things kind of tend to be even right now, but Jace is a very strong 2v1 laner with that QW poke, and even just that Q. He has, as we talked about yesterday, those 8 different skills, each with their own special purpose in his kind of set. So a lot better of a 2v1 lane going out there. But we see actually Los Pandaros getting a huge chunk down on Yongim. So we'll see how that was. Maybe Yongim got a little too hyphy.
Yeah, he wanted to get that CS. He doesn't want to lose out too much, but he does need to play extremely safe. Vayne does have that little bit of an advantage from that first blood. We see top lane Nasus coming just to help out Renekton. Renekton diving on this Sona. Sona's super squishy early levels, so he thought he could take her. They're in a bit of trouble now. The jungle getting chunked down a lot.
Yeah, and good call by Sam to know that he can keep attacking.
Yeah.
Get those attacks as the jungle's walking away. He is that longer range as the jungle's walking away. So good on him to kind of keep going, keep that pressure up, and just get that extra damage off.
Yeah, and we see Lulu and Vayne doing tons of work on this bottom tower now.
They get the stun on to Samuel, and they tried to engage, but just the burst damage from Samuel, they realized that Fupos, his heal got him back to full health almost.
Yeah.
So great play by Fupos and Samuel to kind of get back in that lane and trade when they knew their limitations, knew the limitations of the other team, and work towards those.
Yeah. And you see Sam, a lot of Draven players, the main thing is you got to catch your axes, and Sam I don't think I've seen him drop his axe yet this game, which, it's part of the mechanics, it's part of how a Draven player needs to play.
Yeah.
But if you watch him closely enough on his Draven, there's very few instances where he'll drop his axe, even when he's flashing to get a kill.
Yeah, no, he does it very good. He knows that One of the most important parts about a Draven is that someone who may be able to catch their axes in lane as they're farming, that's one thing. That's one mechanic where it's not that hard to do. After maybe a game or two of playing with Draven, you know how to do it. Even in the same game as you've started. I know that once I started playing Draven, you realize what to do, where the axes bounce, what angles they bounce on. But when you watch Samuel in team fights on this Draven, you notice that he doesn't lose one axe in team fights. He knows when the cooldown of these axes into team fights. We'll get back to that. We got a little bit of action in the bottom lane right now.
So we see the Vayne coming into Sejuani, manages to get the kill. In a bit of trouble here, but the shield from Lulu
Wow.
Managed to keep her alive. The pot keeps that ignite from ticking down, and that's a double kill for Vayne. So this Vayne's getting fed early.
Yeah, 3-0.
Which is going to be
3-0 at 5 minutes and 50 seconds in. So a great double kill by Vayne on bottom. The Lulu shield helped save him. A little bit of minion damage also going on Yonggim, getting that double kill.
So this tower is going to go down at 6 minutes. That's a really early tower. Vayne's got 3 kills. Going to be able to make this switch to the top lane if they so choose to do so. So the advantage really coming up strong for Upset the Balance here in this early game. Just that level 1 team fight in the jungle.
Yeah, they're 6 kills ahead right now at 6 minutes in. This is
6-1. Five
kills. Sorry, school is not in session. I am not super good at math. But back to the game. We're seeing a little bit of aggression here on the middle lane, kind of just a little bit poked back and forth. Ryze seems to be simply just out farming that Zed.
Yeah, this middle lane has been kind of left to its own devices, and Ryze seems to be just taking advantage of that without that jungle presence, because the jungle did really have to be up top with Renekton. Ryze has been able to take a bit of a CS lead, even though he has 1 kill down, and Zed did manage to get a kill in that first opening team fight. The gold is about even. That's only about 100 difference for the Zed at this moment.
Yeah, and we see that even though there's 5 kills, these 5 kills came early in the game, so there's not a huge gold advantage right now per teams, but still 2K at this point in the game is quite big, and we'll see where that gold is dispersed. You'll see that you'll see that there's 3,000 gold on this Vayne, 3,100 versus 2,300 on that Draven.
Yeah.
So a huge difference this early into this game. So that's where that gold is being spread right now. Vayne already has a BF sword at 8 minutes in. Doran's played first boots and the long sword, so she's so far ahead. But they did do a lane swap. They put up Samuel back top. They put up both ADCs and supports back top to kind of get this back and going. They know that Draven can beat a Vayne.
Well, the swap came from Upset the Balance, so the Vayne Lulu came up top.
Oh, they did?
That's usually what happens when you play a lane swap.
Yeah,
you take the tower down as quickly as you can.
Yeah.
And then you go to that top lane and try to get that second tower.
Yeah.
It's really a pressure game. And they're playing it perfectly at the moment. There was...
Stuntus flashes in, gets that stun onto Sona, manages to pick up the Sona kill, but Vayne goes down. Lulu ults onto that Renekton, but
so we have the Ryze teleport, managed to get that rune... don't know the name of that.
Lulu? The Rune Prison?
The Rune Prison, yes.
Yeah, manages to get the Rune Prison, but there's a chase going on. Renekton goes back in and stuns the Ryze, but Ryze gets that Rune Prison back onto that Renekton.
Ryze is still chasing down. Should probably be able to get this. Picks that up.
But Lulu does manage to get away. But here you see Zed and Nasus coming in trying to pick up that kill. Ryze is in a sticky situation right now. Going to try and pick up this Lulu kill before he gets killed himself. Doesn't manage to pick up that kill, I don't think.
And it will go to Lulu. No, Vayne manages to come just in time.
Yeah.
He was hoping to give that to Lulu. The kill on the support might have done a bit less damage than a kill on
the AD carry. Yeah, exactly.
Or on either Zed or Nasus, who were chasing him down. But Vayne did manage to get back into lane just in time to get that last hit off.
Yeah, and that was great communication by that Vayne to say, hey, I'm coming. Don't kill him.
Yeah.
Don't get that last shot. But great pickup by that Vayne. That Vayne is now 4-1-2, has that BF sword, has the Vamp Scepter, and a Doran's Blade versus just a BF Sword, Vamp Scepter, and a Doran's Blade. So that just about one more item that first boots, but still making an impact. And they managed to take out that middle tower somewhat seemingly for free.
Yeah,
to the
there's a lot of Raz had just died down in the bot tower. It was a long way back. Young Jim managed to get this bot tower.
Yeah, so towers are 2-1 right now. So Young Jim has managed to push that bot lane, get us farm a little bit more up. And you actually see that Draven's out farming this Vayne right now, but I think that's going to change right away here. Strawberry is just pinking the top lanes, pinking the river, getting that vision, knocking out the other team's vision, maybe make ways for some ganks up here top. So increase that lead by a little bit. They're going to want to snowball here. This is a point of the game where they need to snowball. This is a point in the game where they need to take that huge lead and make it almost unable for the other team to come back. Yeah, at this point of the game, a 4-1-2 Vayne, when you're dealing with a late game AD carry, you want to get him as big as you can, and he's already super big.
Yeah, so chunk down Draven there.
Yeah,
but the Lulu poke also really helping out.
Yeah, exactly. But you do see where these this Vamp Scepter and his runes are coming in super handy. He's back at full health after just 30 seconds.
And we see Young Jim and Dr. Flambe getting that dragon for free.
Yeah. No vision on there from the other team, but the Lulu ult and Sona ult goes down. Lost Pandaros manages to pick up that kill onto Draven. They're going to try and go on Sona here. She has no ult.
Yeah, Sona is
dead. And as Linux, the jungle Nasus comes in to pick up that assist. Yeah. Didn't do much work, kind of just kind of taking credit where credit's not deserved in this case.
But his presence was really a key factor in that. When Draven went on Vayne, he thought it was going to be a 2v2, thought he had it. The Sona ult came down to stun, and then Vayne and Lulu both decided we can fight this. Nasus is on his way.
Yeah.
The Vayne condemn against the wall for that Draven pretty much ended that fight where it was. Nasus was still coming, puts the slow on Sona, and that was just an easy kill for Vayne to pick up.
And good call by the bottom lane on upset the balance to know that that Draven and Sona are going to re-engage. You saw them hesitate to go back in that bush right away. They saw that Sona. They knew that Sona was going to ult there. And as the moment that Sona ulted, Lulu popped her ulti to counteract the attack that's going to be happening and that burst from Draven. Yeah. And at that point, they went in. The Vayne condemn against the wall, stunning Draven against the wall, and they saw Nasus popping his ghost to come back in as fast as he could. Oh, he actually didn't pop his ghost. He just ran. He just ran straight in. So that movement speed, Quint's coming in handy there for that Nasus.
Yeah. And just, even though the kills are 10-3, we see that it's a fairly close game. They're only down 2k gold, and a huge part of that is the CS leads that these that Jace has over Renekton. That's a lot of gold there. The Draven has a little bit of a gold lead over Vayne, or over CS lead. The gold is still heavily in Vayne's favor at this point. But Latuji Army is really doing well, trying to keep this game close, even though they're getting killed a lot for an early game.
Yeah, they're. I guess you can look at the kills, and you can look at the kills and see that it's 10-3, which is a huge, huge disadvantage for Latuji Army. And they see that. They know they're stuck. Young Game, I think, is going to get away here. It's nothing too much they can't deal with. But Renekton pops his ulti, flashes in, and tries to get a kill on Young Game. But a teleport comes in from Ryze.
Manages to get the kill. He'll probably get this. Oh no! Here we come with Zed.
Here comes Zed. Zed ult onto the.
Zed is going to dive. Maybe a little risky. Nasus is following there too. So that was a great teleport by Ryze. Great collapse by Upset the Balance to get down to that bot tower, knowing if I was going to go down.
Kind of just accepted that that Jace was going to die, and Ryze knew to come in, try and pick up that 1v1 for that Renekton, and knew to back off. He wanted to get that kill onto Jace, or onto... Who was that, Ryze? Yeah. He popped his ulti, popped his ignite on that Ryze, but didn't want to go too deep, didn't want to give them an advantage, and let up their own advantage. So great play by both teams to kind of know their limits, get a kill, get a 1-for-1, and get out of there.
Yeah. And we see Draven up top, left to his own devices, able to take that tower. We see Vayne getting burst down a lot by this Ryze Jace. He's going to get followed down, but he'll have Lulu and Nasus to help him out. We see the Dravenholt coming down, putting down some damage. Now Vayne and Nasus both are really low. Lulu just there to defend. They're probably going to take this tower.
Yeah, they're going to take this free tower here. Renekton, I totally forgot about it. He must have popped in there, taking out that creep wave as fast as he can, hoping they don't get too much damage on that tower. And you see there's 4 mid. Renekton and Lulu are mid. Zed's coming in, and Nasus and Vayne are coming back through mid. So they wanted to get that tower. Renekton did a great job with Lulu of protecting that tower, taking out the creep wave, and rendering them unable to take that right now. So, as we were saying, the kills right now are 11-4, which is a huge difference at this stage of the game.
Yeah.
But look at the gold. It's literally 800 gold apart. That's nothing at this point. 800 gold is less than a dragon. It's less than a tower. Yeah. So we see that this extra gold, the Lituji army is doing a great job at farming.
Yeah.
They got that early dragon.
Yep.
So, and they got 2 towers. So they are behind a little bit, and they have a little bit more kills, but the gold is so close to being even.
Yeah. So we've seen an engage here. Young Jim going down fairly easily. Sejuani putting the ult, trying to get some damage down, but there's no damage coming down. There's no carry there to help with those lockups.
No, but Vayne does manage to get that condemn against the Draven, locking the Draven against the wall, picking up that Draven kill. Ryze and Sona can't do much. Zed just taking down a low health. They're going to take that mid tower for free, lock down 2. Got 2 kills for free and a tower, and they're going to back safely. Yeah. So great play by Upset the Balance to kind of get in there, engage under the tower, popping that Renekton ult, using that Lulu ultimate on that Renekton, taking all of that damage, and picking up 2 kills in a tower.
Yeah, it was great play. It looked like Jace was a little. He wanted to just kind of knock them back, get them out, but he took down a lot of poke, and as soon as Upset the Balance saw that he was down that low, it was really just a matter of jumping on him right away. They knew that the carries weren't there to lay down the damage, so even if they did get the Sona ult on, which they did, they got the Sona ult on 4 of them, they got the Sejuani ult on 4 of them, but there was just no damage being done.
Yeah, and we see the red team, Lituji army, trying to take this dragon. Lulu gets a ward in, but there's a pink there, and they think they're just going to let them have that dragon. They can't really contest it. Their jungle's not there. Both ADCs are kind of soloing top lane by themselves, as well. That Sejuani didn't want to use her smite there because a Baron or something could be happening soon. I realize that it's still early in the game, but people are hovering already around level 10 or level 11, so they can do that dragon if they get that early advantage. And you see this red team, they just pinged dragon. They thought that Upset the Balance was going for dragon. They had no vision there. So now they're just trying to find where they are, and they know at this point of the game that dragon is viable. They know that it's a threat, and they know that they need to take control of it, get some vision on it, and perhaps take it if they get the opportunity.
Yeah. The last 4 dragons, he meant to say Baron Nashor.
I haven't seen Baron. Everything I've said up to this point, I meant to say Baron Nashor. So I apologize.
So we do see Vayne just going in to clear that ward. They want to show that they have a presence around Baron. They want to show that they're thinking about it. Yeah.
So
there's
lots of noise behind us if you guys can hear us. Pretty intense game right now. Kills are 13-4. This is game 1, and I believe this is a single elimination still. The loser of this, winner of this, goes on into the finals. Is already qualified for the finals. Loser of this then gets put into the loser bracket finals, having to place the winner, like the other finalists for the loser bracket. Then winner of that, which is a best of 3, gets to go into the finals, which is a best of 5, I believe.
Best of 3 if the winner's bracket wins the first 2 games, or best of the 3. It's a best of 5 essentially. If they lose the first round.
So it's like a 2 best of 3s depending on who wins.
Yeah, so double.
So this is still a single elimination. This is game 1, as there is only game 1. And great play. You see this kind of support play. They know this Sona knows that he wants to clear these wards, but using his Sona's skill set, that rangeless Sona skill set, to get that Nashor to kind of attack the Lulu as she's clearing wards. So fun to see the mechanics that these high level players are using. And it's great. It's great for a lot of people. I'm not the highest. I'm not the highest ranked. I love shoutcasting. I do this more. I'm not the highest ranked player, but it's good to watch this, see what kind of mechanics and what things the higher level people are doing, and learn a little bit as you watch. So as you see here, it's we can look at the gold here. The gold for the AD carries, Vayne is 1,000 gold ahead of Draven, which is quite a bit. Her farm is a little bit less, but those 7 kills on that Vayne at 20 minutes are making such an impact. But it's weird to see if you look at the items of Draven and of Vayne, they're so similar. They have that BT. The Vayne's BT is a little bit more stacked than the Draven's. Draven actually just completing a stacks. The Phantom Dancer completed and the Zeal picked up, but he also does have that pickaxe. So the items are very similar at this point of the game. So it's good to see how close this game actually is. We realize that the kills are tremendously different, the 13-4, but the gold is still only 2K. The Lituji army is doing so good at this, but so here's a huge team fight.
We saw the Zed ult go in. We see Sona ulting down 4 of them. Dr. Flambe managed to stay alive. Young Jim still alive. Draven staying alive. You see Sam catching those axes.
In the middle of the team fight, catching all of those axes in the middle of the team fight. Triple kill for Draven. Quadra kill for Draven. Here comes the Penta on Draven. Oh no. Flashes.
Oh, the snipes, Jace.
Oh boy, what an engage for Lituji army. Picking up 5 people for just that Rise. That Rise face check that bush, but Lituji army picking up all of the kills right there, and now going to go for this Baron. An unbelievable engage, picking up 5 kills for 1.
So that was Urbanized Spy on Zed, thinking that they have a huge advantage, thinking that Zed ult is going to lock them down. The Sona ult was beautiful, managed to lock down 4 of the champions. And that Draven, we talked about this in the laning phase.
Yeah.
Sam on Draven, he will always catch those axes. Those axes are his toys. He doesn't want to let them go.
He's not going to let them drop.
That was fantastic Draven play.
That was unbelievable. Probably one of the nicest plays of the tournament. You've seen that Sona ult come in. That Sona ult caught all 5 of Upset That Balance in that bush. You saw the Sona ult go in, you saw the Draven ult go in, and then you saw Jace with that poke and the Sedge ult go in, locking down every one of those 5 members of Upset the Balance, picking them off all at the same time. You saw their health bars go down. You saw Draven catch every one of his axes, at one point flashing to catch his last axe so he could pick up that final shot on the Nasus. It was an unbelievable play from both teams, but Lituji army coming up with that final team effort of picking up all those 5 kills.
Yeah. So with that Baron pickup, they managed to take this gold lead. They're now about 1,000 gold ahead. And it's that close of a game.
Like one team fight just
Upset the Balance. They look at those kills and they'll probably be thinking, "Hey, we're probably pretty far ahead. We're probably gonna engage in these next few team fights." But if they could see the gold, they would see that it's super close.
It's super close. And you see Draven at this point of the game, 23 minutes in, is able to one-shot minions. Every one of those minions he just one-shot. That's how strong he is right now. They're going to pick up this dragon. Mid lane is pushing, top lane is pushing, and bottom lane is... They're going to be able to just destroy this dragon. Baron is still up on them. All of them still have Baron. At this point, Upset the Balance is having to defend. They're going to have to turtle here. They're going to have to wait out this Baron. They don't want to engage. If they do engage, they're going to want to do it under tower. But the poke from Jace, because he has that... He's stacking up that tier. He has that Spirit of the Elder Lizard. He has a little bit of poke.
And he's got that last Whisper too, which is going to shred that armor.
Yeah, exactly. So we're seeing the team... Like, the compositions of these teams are unreal. You have that Jace poke, which is super great, able to kind of honestly, it's like a Nidalee spear is what it reminds me of. It doesn't do as much damage, but it does damage to more than one person. Yeah. So the damage is more spread out. So you see this team composition. Jace gets that poke, and when the other team wants to engage, they have everyone ready to engage with that Sohn ult, the Draven ult, and the Sedge ult. They're going to take down this mid tower, and there's nothing Upset the Balance can do.
We see Swedge kind of just, or Sejuani, showing her presence, being like, if you want to engage on this tower, I'm ready to do it. Yeah. And you see Upset the Balance, they're afraid of that, so they back off a little bit. They say it's just the outer tower. And Samuel chunking down that Renekton and using his ult to finish it off.
Like, as I was saying, that that Draven is so big right now that he just destroyed almost a full health Renekton. Renekton didn't even have time to even think about popping his ult. They're going to take down this base tower, the inhibitor tower, getting that stun onto
the lockdown to Vayne, the Rune Prison, and the Sona ult. They know they wanted Vayne out, and they got it.
They got Vayne. Vayne is down now for 40 seconds. Renekton down for another 10. They're going to take this inhibitor. Then they're going to maybe rotate one or two bottom. Yeah, they're going to go bottom, I would assume, getting this tower. They're pretty big, and they can take this tower down fast. Yeah, here comes the ping on the bottom tower. They're going to try and take this out of the base before Vayne comes back. The tower's not even at full health. They got this, and they're going to recall and buy. Wow. What? That one team fight completely changed the entire tempo of this game.
Yeah. And that's Upset the Balance, thinking that they had a huge advantage when the advantage was really not that great. It was a great Sona ult, great lockdown by Sejuani as well. And then at that point, I believe Lituji Army knew that they weren't that much weaker. They knew that they had the advantage. And at that point, it was just like, get Baron, let's push. Like, we can win these team fights under their tower if it needs to happen.
I would say that one team fight upset the balance.
Oh, we've avoided making puns on team names so long into this weekend.
Oh boy, I'm getting rusty. I'm rusty.
Do you feel a little dirty for that joke?
It was terrible. It was the worst. But I had to make something because at this point of the game, we see that the tempo, the leader, the people that are making the plays, and the people that are controlling the tempo of this game is completely switched. It is now inside of Lituji Army's hand to engage when they know they can, to fight when they know they can, and to do and to team fight like they know they can.
Yeah. So we see they're just going to push these lanes, keep them a bit pushed out. They know that mid is going to have those super minions coming down lane. So they're just going to push bot. Urias is going to push top. He does have his teleport up. So when this fight goes down, he's going to be able to get to that.
Sedge ult onto Vayne and Onassis. Sona ult comes down onto all three of them. Draven picking up all these kills. There's like no damage coming down onto Samuel. Samuel's literally standing in the middle of the fight, getting that kill on Nasus. Jace picks up that Nasus kill. Jace also picks up the Lulu and Renekton kill, getting a triple kill onto... Unbelievable!
So we saw just... I want to point out the skill again on that Draven. Double axes catching every single one of them. Young Jim on Jace just terrorizing. And we see Basin Hole pushing that top tower. He was going to teleport down, but that fight was already over. He decided, no, I can just keep pushing this, and keeps going with that. They're just in their base. We see Samuel life-stealing back that health, and they're just going to back from it. And Rise is going to get that top tower.
You see the level of confidence in all of these players, and you see the level of confidence especially from Lituji Army. What you see that they're doing is, yes, they were behind. Yes, the kills were literally 14-3 at one point of the game, but they have locked down every kill that Upset the Balance has tried to make. The kills are now 14-15. They have completely shut down that Vayne. That Vayne was once 7-1-4. He is now 7-4-4. The Vayne keeps getting caught out, and they can engage. They had three people. They had Rise split pushing top, and Rise has a lot of their damage. He has that Frozen Heart, the Roa, but he's just making them split push. They don't even need him at this point. They want that pressure up top, and they're able to take it. Fantastic play by everyone in the Lituji Army. They know their roles, and they know what to do. And this is where this high level of competitive play shines. You can get to a certain point with mechanics. After that, you need team play, you need experience, and you need that certain level of confidence in every one of your team members to make good plays.
So we see that Baron's popped up. They knew that the Baron timer was there. Fupu's making a little bit of a mistake, not clearing inside the Baron ward. So Upset the Balance knows that they're not doing it. Base to Newell taking down
Look
that
how
Vayne.
much armor
just
and
staying
resistance
there.
and health Base to Newell has. He's a Rise. He's an AP carry, and he's just standing in the middle of everyone. He just tanked the Renekton, the Nasus, and the Vayne. And
Destroys the Vayne, survives just long enough for his team to say, hey, there's Nasus and Renekton. Sejuani ult. Rise just walks away. And that's going to be
That's
the
game.
game.
That's absolutely
Their
game.
Surrender comes out from Upset the Balance. It
Wow.
looked heavily in their favor, but Le2J Army showing why a lot of players in the city respect them and their skills. Just a fantastic game.
wow. That's all I can say at this point. That they got 17 kills in a row. Le2J Army just picked up 17 kills in a row without giving one kill up to Upset the Balance. That one team fight determined that entire game. That one team fight got that kills on Draven, got him back into the game. They got that kill on Sed. She was 0, 2, and 14. They got the Sona, a little bit of gold. That Rise was able to split push fantastically, and the Jace. Jace managed to pick up 6 kills in the last 6 minutes. He got a triple kill on bottom and then a triple kill on top and 2 kills in the middle.
Yeah.
That was unbelievable. Their team composition won them the game. They had that poke and then they had the strict engage. Sona hit every one of her ults. Fupos, we were talking about how good Fupos was on Thresh, and obviously they can do the exact same thing on Sona.
Just a very strong player all around. So that's it for the winners final semifinal.
Yeah,
Le2J Army is going to go to the winners final. Upset the Balance moving down to that lower.
Yeah, Upset
losers
the Balance.
bracket.
Yeah, Upset the Balance now goes on into the losers bracket final. And right now we have the losers bracket semifinal, or has that already happened? Right now we have the losers bracket semifinal between Hips Don't Lie and Negative Space.
Yep.
The winner of that will go on and to face Upset the Balance, and then the winner of that will go back up to face Le2J Army for the final championship game.
Yep.
So that was an unbelievable game, guys. I'm so happy you could come and watch that and share that with us. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back soon with that losers bracket final. I'm Keswick,
And I'm Kajikal.
and have a great day.